we have a report that Kennedy Arbor has a flat tyre. Here we see him coming into the pits. Yeah, that right rear is flat. You can see it flailing around there.
The 1968 and 77 champion having trouble here in the qualifier today. Still has a very good time and should be in that Daytona 500 come tomorrow. 23rd running for over $700,000.
Yeah, he turned a lap at over 192 miles an hour in qualifying.
Oh, we have trouble in turn number 2. Johnny Anderson, flipping the third place car, has crashed on turn number 2. Anderson's car totally destroyed. You could see his arm out of the car as the car was rolling side over side. Safety crews on their way to car number 77. Anderson running in a very tight draft with the front 2 cars. Caution naturally on the track. And the Harry Hyde car at more than 190 miles per hour has come unglued in turn number 2.
Well, it's absolutely incredible how a car that weighs 3,700 pounds can just fly through the air like a leaf. It just hit the grass, tripped over something, turned itself over, and then it all hell broke loose. It rolled, went end over end, and as you can see, it's come down upside down.
We're going to have an opportunity to look in replay at those front 3 cars as they exited turn number 2 here at the 2.5-mile Daytona Speedway. And John Anderson's car, something happened to it, trying to extricate Anderson from the car. Here's David Hobbs.
Well, they're coming off turn 2. They're just turning into a strong headwind and lapping that slower car, which is upsetting the air. Anderson just gradually loses control. The back of the car comes round, hits the grass, and lifts the inside. And once it's up, the air gets under it and just lifts the car in a reverse roll. Then it starts to roll, a front roll, end over end, crashing down onto the roof.
Savage series of sidewinders ends the hopes of John Anderson to qualify for tomorrow's Daytona 500. Totally destroying a brand new car, first time out. Anderson is all right. Johnny Anderson is walking away from that disaster, David.
Well, he's a lucky man, I tell you. That's one thing about NASCAR cars. They are incredibly safe.
Anderson walks away from a serious crash in turn 2. There are the standings at the present time. Allison in front, Neil Bonnet in second, and we'll be back in a moment. Trouble in the back straightaway. Car upside down, sliding way down the back straightaway. One machine getting upside down and sliding. Connie Sailor in car number 4 has gone upside down. The Johnson City, Tennessee campaigner in an Oldsmobile has slid almost 2,000 feet after getting in trouble in turn number 2. Connie Sailor, who started his Grand National campaign in 1978, in trouble. Let's look at it in replay. It looks like he was tagged at the start of that, David, and look at that car fly.
Well, as they come off that turn 2 again, the car spun around, and when it started to go down the road backwards, for some reason the rear got off the floor, and once it was up, the air gets underneath these machines and just flips it right over onto its roof and slides down the straightaway there. Luckily no fuel leakage, otherwise those sparks from the roof would have obviously caught fire.
The fuel cell doing its job as Connie Sailor has had a serious crash again coming out of turn number 2. The race is going to end under caution, and Sailor is walking away. Another disastrous crash, and Connie Sailor extricates himself and walks into the infield.
Another vivid demonstration of the incredible strength of these 3,700-pound NASCAR cars. Here we see it again. As you can see, those cars are very close together, and it looks like he's just tagged as they come off too. Then you see the car just spins around and lifts itself up into the air, does a graceful roll, comes down on the roof, and just continues at almost unabated speed, probably still doing 115, 120 miles an hour down that backstretch. Luckily, everybody else missed him. He took a diagonal run across the road on the roof, and everybody else following up luckily missed him.
The G.C. Spencer car destroyed. Connie Sailor, again, is all right. It is the second car that we have seen attempt to fly coming down the back straightaway here in this first 125-mile race. This race is ending in a caution after Connie Sailor's car has parts strewn all down the back straightaway here at the Daytona International Speedway.
Well, this will be realizing the fears of many of these drivers this week. These cars are less stable than the older models. They're shorter, narrower. Their aerodynamics aren't so good, and it looks as if their fears could be well-grounded.
Checkered flag is out for Bobby Allison. Allison wins it. Look out for him tomorrow. in the Daytona 500, which you see starting at noon Eastern Time here on CBS. Allison winning the first 125-mile qualifying race. There is more to come, and we'll continue with the CBS Sports Spectacular after this word from your local station.